If you're getting a Tinkercad Arduino error, freezing simulation, or your circuit just refuses to behave, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the easiest fixes step by step so you can get your project running again fast. This is especially useful if you're seeing red errors in the code, your LED is not lighting up, or Tinkercad is acting weird in the browser. If this tutorial helps you, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more easy tech guides, and let's jump right in. First, let's check the code syntax. One of the most common reasons Tinkercad Arduino projects fail is a simple typing mistake. If you see red highlights in the editor, that usually means there is a missing semicolon, a bracket problem, or a line of code that Arduino cannot understand. Go through your sketch slowly and make sure every statement ends correctly. Check that opening and closing brackets match, especially inside your setup and loop functions. Even one missing bracket can break the whole program. Next, pay attention to case sensitivity. Arduino code is very specific about how words are written. For example, pin mode must be written exactly like that, not pin mode or pin mode. The same goes for output, digital write, and other commands. If one letter is capitalized incorrectly, the code may look fine to you but still fail in Tinkercad. So if you are stuck, compare your code carefully with a working example and correct every spelling detail. Another important fix is to add a small delay inside your loop. In many simulations, especially if the code is running too fast, Tinkercad can freeze or behave unpredictably. A simple delay, open parenthesis, 10 close parenthesis, semicolon, inside every loop, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, can help stabilize the simulation and prevent the browser from getting overloaded. This tiny pause gives the system time to process the instructions properly, and in many cases it makes the whole project much smoother. Now let's move on to wiring, because code can be perfect and the circuit can still fail if the connections are wrong. First, verify that the pin number in your code matches the actual wire on the Arduino. If your code says pin 7, but your LED or component is connected to pin 8, nothing will work the way you expect. So double check every pin label in the code and compare it with the physical wiring on the board. Also make sure there are no shorts in your circuit. Never connect 5 volts directly to ground without a component in between, because that can create a short circuit and cause the simulation to fail or the wiring to behave incorrectly. In Tinkercad, it's easy to accidentally place a wire in the wrong spot, so zoom in and inspect each connection carefully. If you're using an LED, polarity matters too. The LED anode, which is the bent or longer leg, should connect to the signal pin side of the circuit, and the cathode, which is the straight or shorter leg, should go to ground. If you reverse the LED, it may not turn on at all. So if your LED looks dead, check the direction before changing the code. Now let's talk about power and components, because this is another big reason Tinkercad Arduino errors happen. If you're using an LED, always place a 220 ohm resistor between the LED and the Arduino pin. Without a resistor, the circuit may be unrealistic, unsafe, or simply not simulate correctly. The resistor limits the current and helps the LED work the way it should. If you are controlling motors or multiple servos, remember that the Arduino pins cannot handle high current loads by themselves. In those cases, use an external power source like a 9-volt battery or an appropriate power supply. Trying to power too much directly from the board can cause unstable behavior, errors, or a simulation that won't start properly, so always match the power source to the component you're using. If everything looks correct and the error still won't go away, the problem may actually be your browser. Sometimes Tinkercad bugs are caused by extensions, cache data, or browser performance issues. A very easy fix is to open the simulation in an Incognito or private window. This can bypass broken extensions and give you a clean session to test your project. You should also check your browser's hardware acceleration setting. Make sure Use Hardware Acceleration is turned on in your browser system settings, because this can improve performance and help Tinkercad run more smoothly. If the browser is struggling to render the simulation, enabling hardware acceleration can make a big difference. So to recap, if your Tinkercad Arduino project is failing, start with the code syntax, then verify the wiring, make sure your power and components are correct, and finally reset the browser side if needed. Most issues come down to one small mistake, so go step by step and don't rush the process. If this video helped you fix your Tinkercad Arduino error, please give it a like, subscribe for more beginner-friendly tutorials, and share this with someone else who's learning Arduino in Tinkercad. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.